Before we get into any topic today, ChatGPT, guess what? I was wanting simply because they took my light yesterday and they couldn't fix the light. Not too long they fixed the light. But I was out I smoke on it to the bed. Not too long when I was in life, see some white dude, the suit came to me, said, nigga, smoking yet? I said, yes. So you have to leave. So I paid, he said, no, I have to leave. I said, so you pay me money back. He said, no. So I will pay the fare too. I said, no, I'll pay the fare. So we drag, and I leave. I leave the one day for them. They should give the one day. I enjoy that. I said, so for then, so let's go back to it. Stop. Back. All right. Yeah, let me, yeah, chat GPT. Back on this shit, man. Yeah. Stop.
Helped me figure out a schedule with him. They said just leave Halo and go. I left hysterically. I had bruises on my arm, chipped tooth. She puts an exhibit. March 3rd. Daryl had Halo in his care. I was trying to pick up Halo at 3 p.m. that day. Instead at 12 p.m. while I was away from my home,
This
Daryl came
working
to my
house
home,
right now,
entered
man.
my home without permission or
Okay.
knowledge. He
The
doesn't have the
guys in
key
the
to my
morning,
home. I will bring a copy of the ring camera footage that shows Daryl entering the
oh, yeah,
side door
man.
of my home and going upstairs. After he entered
This
my
which
home, he went to my bedroom and
wicked,
sent me
yeah.
pictures of my empty bed. He sent me a threatening
Fucking yeah,
text.
yeah, man.
Now I know what
Fucking
you've been on. LOL.
oh
That's a
damn,
threatening
man.
test?
Oh
Okay.
god. Why
Which I
become a
understand to
couple?
be accusing me of having sex with other men.
Man.
This left me
Damn,
feeling
damn.
unsafe and nervous that he would enter my
That
home again when I
douche.
was there. Halo and I was both sick with RSV at my home. Daryl stopped by to see Halo. I warned about her sickness. I made it clear I did not want Halo to leave my home because he was sick. When I told Daryl that, he became angry with me, raised his voice, and became
It's
verbally
still
abusive and
life.
hurling bad of Diddy chastising Cassie in the
That
chat
was a good
here.
one.
Let me see. Can I look at this donation? Let me look at the replies. How do I look at the comments on the donation? Tree. Thank you for the new membership. Opiates numb the pain. Molly's a stimulant, makes you feel more. Three Dickless, what up, bro? She needs to feel the feeling of not feeling. Okay. Somebody said these motherfuckers was fucking 24/7, man. Louisiana Slick says, "Hey, a happy act day, act on a dead homie, cuh." So they said, "So yes, Jules was in the for freak offs too." No. There's a Daniel Phillips. His porn name or his escort name was Jules. He was the guy who was a very regular freak off dick donator. Okay. Shout out to you guys. Maconia says, I love you, Ack. Game Story, thank you for the 5. It says he had to sign a deal, married her. All his staff jobs was always on the line if they didn't do what he said. So the power dynamic itself is bad. That's what the prosecutor's trying to prove. Tanya Vicente, thank you for the 10, Canadian. She says it could start by playing a game that it could turn illegal. When you don't let her leave the freak off and beat her, extort her if she tries to leave you by releasing videos. Yeah, like if they definitely have proof of like say text message where he says I'm leaking this if you leave, that might show that there was some threats of violence or some blackmail happening. D Bacon says happy birthday. I just turned 30. Oh, happy birthday to you. Are you a Taurus? Thando, thank you for becoming a member. Reno, what's up with you, girl? Kendrick's intern. By the way, I feel like we have a bunch of more chat queens. I kid you not. I love you girls. Kendrick intern says happy Crip Day, Ack. Happy P Day,
What is it
Ack.
that what's the
Force
reason?
Calibration says, Ack, you should be a real professional
I need to
interpreter.
check on that. Sorry.
Thank you all. All right. By
After
the way,
this.
Coco Antoinette says, Ack, have you seen Jonathan's Odie's new jail? Oh my God, he did do an interview? He was
Mm-hmm.
supposed to do one with me.
Very good, bro.
Now I'm tight. He did a new one?
It's gonna be
Jonathan
good, bro.
Odie
But,
interview. Yeah. He had people reaching out trying to do one.
This nigga.
Uh-huh.
No, let me go to this case, man. Nigga.
Is there a new one?
Academy, I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming. JPT. I want you guys off here. Shout JPT.
Where's the new one? Send me a link if you see the new one. But I think he was trying to do one with a blog or something. Manny17, thank you
Law
for
Prime.
the 5. You didn't have a message with that. And why? Okay, we read the rest. I'll go over to the Academy page and read those in a little bit. But let's get back to
Okay,
some of
so
the
new case on board of this
updates. Okay, here we go.
update.
So this is confirmation that after the freak offs, she would make love to Combs, and that
Oh,
was her reasoning to do it because she wanted that one-on-one time with him, right? Combs then says, "Your period." Mr. Combs is
so
asking
many cases, man.
when you're on it, right? She says, "Yep." He's asking in the context when to meet up and have sex.
Okay, so testify already. Let's see. This is a matter of fucking asshole, man. You guys know that, right? Should be there. Woo! Shout GPT. What's popping? Like this. New case. Wow. Stop behaving like kese. Get that. What's what's happening? Look like
We're
me.
just a few days into the
Okay.
federal trial of music mogul Sean Diddy Combs, a spectacular fall from grace for the
Look
one-time
at your
richest
eyes.
rapper in the
Look at
world.
that.
He's facing charges of racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution, in addition to emotional and sometimes
Can you run for
graphic
come on?
testimony. The judge, jury, Combs' supporters
You
in the
have been
gallery,
doing
and members of
bad
the media
ever
have seen
since.
physical evidence of
Very
Combs'
stupid.
alleged criminal enterprise. I'm coming through the surveillance video that has been pivotal to this entire saga and discussing new
You
details
have
about
what say
Combs'
so I
finances
do.
and travel with celebrity
It's
criminal
up to you
defense
as
attorney
well.
Bradford Cohen. We're on the case presented by Law and Crime.
TT.
I'm Chris Stewart.
TT. Jogging man.
In November
Instead of this.
2023, Cassandra Ventura, better known as Cassie, filed an explosive lawsuit against her ex-boyfriend, Sean Diddy Combs. She had been in a relationship with Combs for a decade. She made bombshell accusations against Combs, alleging that he not only beat and verbally abused her, but also forced her to participate in group sex performances, sometimes called freak-offs. While he has admitted no wrongdoing, Combs settled the lawsuit the very next day. Since then, we've seen raids by Homeland Security agents at Combs' homes on both coasts, the leak of surveillance video that strongly backed up Cassie's claims, a federal indictment, and Combs' arrest. And that really wasn't that long ago. Combs has been locked up in New York since his arrest in September, and it seems that he wanted to get to trial as quickly as possible, and here we are with a trial underway at the federal courthouse. After opening statements, the government introduced the now infamous surveillance video. It shows Combs running down a hotel hallway in nothing but a white towel, chasing after Cassie and eventually assaulting her. The prosecution alleges that she was trying to escape from one of these freak-offs, and allegedly this happened at the Intercontinental Hotel in Los Angeles in 2016. Someone leaked that video to CNN and it was seen by millions of people. Prosecutors alleged in his indictment that Combs tried to bribe the security guard who responded to a disturbance.
Did you see what I've seen? You watch my past videos. See, I was talking about this video. This nigga did it. I don't understand why a man, a mature man, have two kids. Is doing gay at his age? Say begging someone to sleep with his wife and be looking at the two of them. What is this man doing? This man crazy or what? This man deserves jail, rehab at the same time. the savage area was returned to the jet rehab, to the jet rehab, to the jet rehab. Alright. If not for some people, she said, she benefiting from the fucking them nigga. I would say, love this man forever. Give him life. They really catch the body. What the fuck, man? In this case, in this case, go to church, thank your God, keep thanking your God in this case. Because I'm so stupid.
On the 6th floor. Cassie says what you're watching in that video is her trying to escape one of those freak-offs and being punished by Combs for it, and she says that he intended to drag her back into the hotel room. Combs' defense has maintained that while this was incredibly disturbing to watch and it is unacceptable evidence of a domestic violence episode, it is not evidence of sex trafficking. Here at Law and Crime, we got our hands on the video files that were shown to the jury, which includes the surveillance video CNN received and later handed over to the government, and a video that the security guard recorded later on his cell phone to show his wife. This incident happened just after 11 a.m. on March 5th, 2016, and I want to take you through it. Now, I will tell you, we have chosen to freeze the video at the most violent parts. So at the beginning of the video, you can see a woman later identified as Cassie leaving.
Realize that, man. Oh, did you hear what the guy said? The freezing most dangerous part of this movie to me, not just the movie. It was acting movie. The dangerous part. If you have watched that part, you see the certain multiply just few minutes.
A hotel room at the end of a hotel hallway. She's wearing jeans and a black hoodie, and she's barefoot. She comes around the corner to the empty area by the elevators. She presses the call button and puts on her shoes. At the same time, Combs has come out of the hotel room and is running down the hallway wearing nothing but a white towel and striped socks. He comes around the corner and grabs Cassie by the hood, slamming.
The woman, this idiot, that used to sleep with this woman. Tell me why is this stressing the woman? This is why they used to give women power these days. It is not making sense because women are abusing it. So women are abusing it girls too. Did put me right now? Like this thing, you have money, can do anything, man. Mom, this what I say, money can solve everything. Money can solve everything. You got trillions of lawyers. You are still here, bro. So factor. Come on.
Her to the ground. While she's down, he smacks her again. He walks over and picks up her small travel bag and purse. As he walks by, he kicks her. The video then shows Combs starting to drag her. At one point, Cassie can be seen cowering near the door to the lobby area. She gets up and picks up a couple of things that have fallen out of her bag, then goes over to the courtesy phone on the wall. Combs is headed back to the hotel room when he realizes Cassie isn't behind him. She's picked up the phone, and when he comes back around the corner, obviously upset, there's a terrifying moment when he advances on her, backing her into a small seating area. He then sits in one of the chairs out of the frame of the security camera, but you can still see him in a large mirror on the other wall. Combs is agitated. He picks up what appears to be a vase, and he throws it in Cassie's direction. Before we get back to this story, I want to turn to a law and crime legal alert. If you received a Depo-Provera birth control shot and were later diagnosed with either a brain or a spinal tumor called meningioma, you may be eligible for a lawsuit. Morgan & Morgan is investigating claims that patients were not properly warned about this risk. It's free to check, takes just a few minutes, and you don't pay unless you win. So scan the QR code on your screen. You can also click the link in the description box of this video or go to forthepeople.com/LCDEPO to see
GPT, if it's useful to you, take it.
Photos entered into the court record show broken
You're
pieces of it
supposed to.
scattered around the elevator area. Cassie picks up the courtesy phone again and appears to be crying. When Combs advances on her again, she holds up her hand to shield herself. The security guard, who later took video of the surveillance on his cell phone, is seen getting off of the elevator. His name is Israel Flores. He was called as the prosecution's very first witness this week. An email that he sent to upper management explaining what happened was also entered into the record. Flores explains in the email that there was a distress call on the 6th floor and he saw a man walking back and forth in front of the security camera in a towel, so he went to check it out. He reported that Combs told him Cassie's name was Cece. This is what the email says, quote, "I saw the damage that had been done and I began to diffuse the situation by advising Mr. Combs to understand his status and the safety and concerns for our guest. He began yelling at Miss Cece and I advised both of them to separate from each other, that it wasn't convenient for both of them to continue like this, especially in the hallway and in a towel." In the video, the guard speaks calmly with Combs, who is still sitting down. At one point, Flores is laughing and smiling as they chat. He and Combs then walk back toward the hotel room. Cassie has walked out of range of this camera down the hallway the other way. Flores and Combs talked in the hall for a minute before Combs apparently noticed that Cassie was down the hall and reportedly raised his voice. Flores says he told Combs that he had to quiet down because of other guests. Cassie follows them into the hotel room and comes out less than a minute later with her bags. She left and no one tried to stop her. A minute after that, the security guard leaves. Then Combs walks out, still in the towel, and walks around talking on the phone before the video ends. According to Flores' email to management and his testimony on the stand, he saw Cassie in the lobby and told her that he didn't want Combs to see her. He took her to the valet area and went to get the manager on duty, referred to
Guys, check esse acha. Look. Esse vai ser processo again.
was down the hall and reportedly raised his voice. Flores says he told Combs that he had to quiet down because of other guests. Cassie follows them into the hotel room and comes out less than a minute later with her bags. She left and no one tried to stop her. A minute after that, the security guard leaves. Then Combs walks out, still in the towel, and walks around talking on the phone before the video ends. According to Flores' email to management and his testimony on the stand, he saw Cassie in the lobby and told her that he didn't want Combs to see her. He took her to the valet area and went to get the manager on duty, referred to as an MOD. But when they went back to the valet area, Cassie was gone. The manager and Flores then went back up to Combs' room to let him know the charges for the damage would be charged to his room. Then this happened according to the email. When Mr. Combs came out, he was about to start yelling, still in his towel, but MOD a day, and I stopped him before he did and advised him that we were not there to make it bigger than it already was. He saw MOD a day holding his phone and automatically assumed he was being recorded. So he grabbed his hand and told him to back off. He was then told no one was recording him. When the man threatened to call LAPD if Combs didn't calm down, Combs reportedly said, quote, "It's just that I don't want to lose anything and I can lose it all." An interesting note from Flores' email that we noticed was that he said that there would be extra patrols at the hotel until Sean Diddy Combs checked out, meaning Diddy stayed at this hotel, continued to stay at the hotel even after this incident in the hallway caught on surveillance video with Cassie. The only evidence entered into the
The guy is despicable, awful. After those incidents, you stay at the hotel, don't want to leave. Before I started the video, what did I say? They just drove me away from hotel book with my own goddamn money. Damn. So I was somebody king. And this nigga, yeah, comes in news ass. Still laughing. Assault. Misuse the women. Still gay. What the fuck are you? Demon. Timo, shot GPT. This man's
The
doing that.
documentation shows a list of evidence collected in the months leading up to trial. For example, on the day of the Homeland Security raids, Combs was at the Miami Opa-locka airport getting ready to leave on a pre-planned trip. At that time, agents seized a cell phone from Combs's person, 2 cell phones from Christina Corum's person. Remember, she's considered Combs's right-hand woman, and she's even been compared to Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein's infamous madam. 1 cell phone from Corum's suitcase, which was used by Combs. The government had experts comb through these electronics. Excerpts of those extractions are listed out by evidence number. When agents were searching Combs's home in Los Angeles and Miami, they found even more cell phones. In LA, 2 cell phones from desk drawers and offices, a cell phone from a bedside table in the master bedroom, and in Miami, 3 different cell phones stored inside black Balenciaga boots in the master bedroom and its closets. Then, when Combs was arrested at the Park Hyatt Hotel in New York City, more cell phones were seized from Combs and Corum. The documents also list extractions done on the phones of people connected to Combs. Another evidence list shows that financial were requested from multiple financial institutions, including American Express, JP Morgan Chase, and Citibank, as well as PayPal, Venmo, and Zelle. The government exhibits also include lots of information about Combs' travel, with records from just about every airline you can think of: Alaska Airlines, JetBlue, Delta, Southwest, even Spirit. So how do these records help bolster the prosecution's case that Combs was part of a larger criminal enterprise? Join us now to talk more about these new pieces of evidence and what we've heard from what's happening in the courtroom thus far is criminal defense attorney Bradford Cohen. Always great to have you on Law and Crime. Thanks for being here. From the documents that have been released today, we have also the video. It seems like a longer video of that incident that happened in the hotel in California. What could prosecutors be trying to prove by releasing these new pieces of evidence?
So, you know, when we say new, it's probably new in terms of introducing them, but the defense already knows about them. I don't think this is something that's like a bombshell or a smoking gun. What happens generally with these cases, if you see any of these sex trafficking cases or RICO cases, it's very dependent on the paperwork to kind of put everything together in context. So the Zelle payments, the bank payments, the financials, they want to show that money was flowing from Sean Combs's accounts or accounts that he ran into either A, some sort of prostitution ring or a prostitute themselves, or to Cassie, and then Cassie would then pay for either flights, hotels, or the prostitutes personally. So she was kind of the go-between, allegedly, between the prostitutes and Sean Combs, and they have to show this in order to say, hey, jury, she's not a co-defendant. She was someone who was getting these things from Sean Combs and then passing them on to the prostitutes. So you're looking at phone records, you're looking at flight records, you're looking at texts, and financials and things of that nature that would bring it all together and kind of bolster the testimony of Cassie. Because if you look at her testimony, people are going to be like, hey, you were with him for 7 years. You know, you knew what was going on. You kind of were involved in all this. You were paying these prostitutes. You were booking their flights. You were booking their hotels. You kind of, it looks like you enjoyed what was going on. And the prosecution wants to say she did not enjoy it. You know, this was part of her job, and she was, you know, forced to do it or coerced to do it. That's where they're coming from. And the defense obviously is going to say the same thing that I'm saying, that I think that it makes her look like a co-defendant.
Well, also, if you're the defense, could you look at this and say he's Sean Combs, he's a business mogul, of course he's going to have like all these cell phones, frequent flyer accounts, and you can just dismiss the numbers as what it was business?
The key here, the many cell phones and things of that nature, it's going to depend on what's on those cell phones, right? So if he had 7 cell phones and it's all business discussions and things of that nature, it's not that big of a deal. If there were discussions with prostitutes and things like that, which I think that's where they're going with it, and they're going to say, oh, this one phone, even though it was in Sean Combs' name, it was Cassie's phone. This phone belonged to, you know, his house manager. This phone belonged to someone else who, you know, made the travel arrangements. That's most likely what they're going to do. And again, it all comes back to how are they going to prove that this is a sex trafficking quote unquote ring, as opposed to a John that, you know, booked prostitutes and had assistants that booked prostitutes and had willing participants in the prostitution that were getting paid or some other reward for it. Like that first guy that took the stand, who is a male prostitute, who says, hey, listen, I never got paid. This was like, I was doing it out of the goodness of my heart. I don't know what that brought to the case, aside from him saying that he witnessed some violence against Cassie. But he was essentially saying, Cassie paid me. Cassie booked this. Cassie looked like she was enjoying it. Cassie gave me directions on how to properly urinate on someone, which, you know, that's weird to me. That, you know, I don't know. You know?
I mean, it's been, let's just go to Cassie's testimony, because she's going to be cross-examined. The testimony that she gave when she was speaking, you know, being questioned by prosecutors, it was incredibly compelling, very graphic. It's hard to describe. But if you're the defense and you're trying to say that this was part of her, you know, she was part of this, how do you go about not kind of alienating jurors who may be seeing a pregnant woman on the stand giving this incredibly emotional testimony and get what you want out of someone who's a very key witness in this case?
Yeah, it's very difficult, and that's probably why they have women on their team, and they brought in a young lady from Atlanta. They have Temi Garagos, who I know did the opening statement. My guess is one of them are going to do the cross-examination of Cassie.
Before you get, Laura's now saying the name they were naming it was the lawyer. It's like it made chisel man. Yeah, the park armies of layer. But the we want to have evidence. It will be very hard, bro. It will be very hard. We will do. I'll tell you. That's how they did. I'm sorry, baby. That's too stupid. Look at your life. Documentary.
You know, certain lawyers have certain attributes that are good for certain witnesses. I am a scorched earth, broadsword. I show no mercy. It's very difficult for me to pull back at a moment in time. I'm Mike Tyson in his prime. I'm not Mike Tyson fighting Jake Paul. So I don't pull punches. I don't kind of think about like, oh man, this one question is going to alienate the jury, which probably is my weakness, right? And that's why you want someone on your team that is beneficial and can cross someone without turning the jury off. And generally, that's a female on female job. If you looked at the Johnny Depp trial, the reason why that was so very successful was because of the way the lead attorney in that case did his Marauders lineup. And the Marauders lineup for that case was exactly the way that it should have gone. They had a female, a female, and that was the key to that case. The winning combination was that. So I anticipate